Genie Plus has landed at Walt Disney World, which gives us our first opportunity to see how it's working in a park and how guests are reacting to it. And really, the only other way that we can do it from this distance, 3,000 miles away, not being able to get a firsthand look at it, is to observe the wait times, which is a big hobby of mine, as you guys probably know by now. I love to watch wait times, and what it tells me is, again, a guest reactions to a thing. I have a certain set of expectations about what Genie Plus is going to do to wait times, both with those attractions that are on Lightning Lane and those that are not. So I've been recording wait times a couple times a day or a couple times throughout the last week, and we're going to take a look at those. We're going to take a look at some of the recordings that I did. So we're going to look at, what are we doing here? Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom Park first. We're not going to look at Genie Plus yet. We're going to look at the map, and we're going to take a look at the wait times. And let's pause here. Tomorrowland Speedway, 5 minutes. Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, 5. Country Bear. Okay, so they sorted by time, it looks like. Monsters, Inc., 10 minutes. You know what? Let's stop here real quick, because what's interesting is I would have expected, this is the first day, October 19th is the first day of Genie Plus. Buy-in, I would expect it to be higher. Ooh, I wonder, that's another good question. Do you think the opt-in is going to be higher or lower at launch? It could go either way. It could go either way, because on the one hand, hype, right? Everybody wants it. Maybe the parks have been busy and they feel like they need to get that Genie Plus. Hype is high. Therefore, buy-in, opt-in would be high. However, there's a lot of people who are going to stay away at first to observe, like we're doing, to see how the parks react to Genie Plus before they start buying it, to see if they need it. So there could be, this may not be, I should say, the final word. Already, I'm looking at these wait times for the non-Lightning Lane style attractions. Most of these are non-Lightning Lane that we're looking at. They have not been affected. And one of the things that I thought would happen is that Genie Plus and Lightning Lane would push more guests to non-Lightning Lane attractions. That does not appear to be the case. Let's continue. Big Thunder Mountain, 25 minutes. Now that is Lightning Lane. Splash Mountain, 25 minutes, also Lightning Lane. Now we're getting to Space Mountain, 30 minutes. What time did I film this? Or did I record this? This is at 1 o'clock, 12:55 my time, which makes it 4 o'clock. Peak time at Walt Disney World in Magic Kingdom. And Space Mountain is 30 minutes. Space Mountain at 30 minutes is pretty exceptional. Astro Orbiter, 45. You may be asking why Space Mountain 30, but Astro Orbiter is 45. Astro Orbiter is a very slow loader, cannot cycle guests, so it makes sense that would be 45. Haunted Mansion, 45. Peter Pan at 60. Peter Pan has Lightning Lane. Historically, that's a number that Peter Pan is normally at. So far, I can't see any sort of specific effect. All right, let's switch to Epcot. And again, the shortest wait times are sorted to the top. A lot of these I would expect. None of these rides typically have a long wait. Soarin', 15. Soarin' is a popular ride, more so even at Epcot than it is here at DCA, I think. Frozen Ever After, 80 minutes. Now that one has, that's the a la carte. That's the extra one. That's the one you have to pay for separately from your Genie Plus. 80 minutes. All right, let's go to Hollywood Studios. Now this is going to be the more competitive of the parks, because they have some major attractions there between Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge, and you can see Smuggler's Run. Now that's Lightning Lane, but not the paid one. 35 minutes. That's strong. That's an easy. I wouldn't pay for a Lightning Lane for that. Would you? Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I wouldn't pay for Lightning Lane for that either. Rock and Roller Coaster, maybe 45 minutes. Now we're starting to get into a territory where I want to start thinking about paying or getting Genie Plus. Toy Story Mania. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a la carte. It's separately paid, and it's at 50 minutes. Are people not enjoying Runaway Railway? Because I feel like that queue should be hella longer, just way longer. Slinky Dog Dash, an hour, and then Rise of the Resistance at an hour and a half. Those were the levels that Rise was at pre-Genie Plus, so no effect. And that, I think, That's the verdict so far that I'm seeing. Before we get into Animal Kingdom, which only really has the one ride that's going to have an effect, uh, is that there's no effect. I don't see any effect yet on standby. The only thing we don't know, we can tell what's happening with standby here, but we can't tell how many lightning lanes, how many Genie Pluses they're selling. We don't know what that number is, so we don't know what that effect is. If they're selling more or less than they want to. Navi River Journey 35, and then Avatar Flight of Passes, which is the a la carte at an hour. This is surprising to me. Seeing these numbers is surprising to me. Okay, let's take a look at these wait times through Genie Plus now. We'll summon the Disney Genie. We'll go to the tip board, and this is going to give us a different look. It's not just the wait time. It's also going to tell us what the return time is, obviously, for Lightning Lane. So right here, like Barnstormer, 20 minutes. We're at 3 o'clock our time, so that's 6 o'clock. 6:04 local. The standby wait time is for Barnstormer is 20 minutes. So that means you would be on ride at 6:20, or you can get a Genie Plus Lightning Lane for 10 minutes sooner. Not much of a bargain. And that's what I'm looking for here are attractions that compel me to spend the money per person to buy Genie Plus. Big Thunder Mountain 30 minutes, or return time in 30 minutes. Buzz Lightyear 40 minutes, return time in 10 minutes. That's interesting. If you're a big Buzz Lightyear fan, this might be a bargain because you're saving a half an hour. You're saving a half an hour with this. Dumbo at 10 minutes or 6:05. No chance. I'm waiting in Dumbo for that one. No chance. Okay, Haunted Mansion here. Okay, so now this is where we start. Okay, this is it's an hour wait standby, and then a return time of 7:20, which is also it's 20 minutes later. But this is the value of Fast Pass or Lightning Lane, is that now you don't have to stand in line for that 55 minutes. You're not saving any time in terms of how long it takes you to get in the ride. All you're saving is the waiting in the line. Is that worth a purchase of Genie Plus? That's kind of 50-50 for me. It's a small world, 15 minutes either way. No, not compelling at all. Jungle Cruise. This is interesting. 60-minute wait time, not currently offered with respect to Lightning Lane. That means they sold out. Not very compelling to buy Genie Plus. By the way, I should say at this point, this is a good time to say that you still have to plan well ahead. Now, where it gets tricky is that there's a 2-hour cooldown. So this is a bad situation for Jungle Cruise, that they sold out this early in the day. 6 o'clock is pretty early, in my opinion. I don't know. We don't even know how long they've been sold out. But if you had waited too long, then you have to wait that hour. If you really are, you have a Jones for Jungle Cruise, and we'll probably see something like this for some other attractions, then you have to plan ahead and you have to book your Jungle Cruise early. That locks you in at that point, and you can't get another one for another 2 hours or until you finish your Lightning Lane, until you leave the ride after using the Lightning Lane. So there's a cooldown, which makes it hard to you can't stack the reservations. So you do have to plan, and you have to plan ahead because they are going to sell out. Mad Tea Party, not compelling. Magic Carpets, not compelling. Winnie the Pooh, 25 minutes. Good job. 7 o'clock return time, that's an hour. So you're saving 30 minutes there, but still, I wouldn't mind waiting Winnie the Pooh's queue for 25 minutes. Absolutely not. No, that's fine. I'm great with that. Peter Pan's Flight, this ought to be interesting. Okay. Hour wait. You get on the ride at 7. If you were to board now, you would be on ride at 7. If you get your Fast Pass, you save that hour, and you get on ride at 7:30. Iffy. But that's a long time. An hour is a long time to stand in a line. Okay, this is interesting. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train ride this is the first one that we've seen that is the a la carte pay-per-ride version of Lightning Lane. Here, standby is an hour. So if you get in the queue now at 6 o'clock, you're on the ride at 7. This gets you in the ride, or this gets you to skip the line. You don't have to wait that hour. You don't have to stand around for an hour in the mine train queue, plus you get on sooner. In the other cases with the other lightning lanes that weren't paid, most of them you were getting in after you wait a standby. So even if it was, you didn't have to wait. Haunted Mansion, it was an hour to wait in line or an hour and a half to get a lightning lane. So the only thing that you're saving is the time spent standing. You're not saving time in that sense. Here, you are absolutely saving both. You're saving 60 minutes of standing and doing nothing, and you're also getting in the attraction almost 40 minutes sooner for $10 per person. That's kind of compelling. And the fact that you can only do that twice a day kind of caps you on how much you're going to be out of pocket in these situations. I mean, it depends on the family size and everything, of course. But for an individual on a per person basis, if I wanted to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and I didn't want to wait, I would pay $10. I think I would. I think I would, under these conditions, I think I might pay $10. That's fascinating. That's interesting. And that's actually, that's one of the things we're looking at here is we're trying to figure out what the impact is on standby. And so far, as we mentioned before, I haven't seen any impact. What would be bad is, let's say, one of the things that I was expecting to find, we'll take Mine Train, for example, is that, yes, you can buy the thing for $10 and it gets you on ride. You skip the line and you're on the ride in 30 minutes, let's say. That's when your lightning lane kicks in. But standby was something like 2 hours or 2.5 hours or something really gross like that. The more you see of those, that makes it much more of an easier purchase, in my opinion. I don't know what the situation would be, what the circumstances are to arrive at that kind of scenario. If it's selling a whole bunch of lightning lanes, but there's a cap. These things sell out. They sell out immediately, by the way. Most of the a la carte attractions are selling out within the first hour or two. So you do have to kind of, again, plan ahead. But that is an interesting situation. Now Space Mountain, the next one, right? Here we are again. This is a a la carte item for $7. Right now, at present, it's 6 o'clock, 6:05 on the ground at Walt Disney World at this time. You would be in Space Mountain. You would be in space at 6:30. This gets you in at 6:05, and you don't have to wait the 25 minutes, and it's a $7 cost. But this is quite a bit different than the Mine Train. This is a harder decision, not nearly as easy, because waiting in 25 minutes is not a big deal. It really isn't. I would skip this. I would not pay $7 for that. Okay, we'll keep going. Splash Mountain 35. That's 6:40. Return time 7:25. Now, keep in mind, all the ones that I'm kind of debating on, they all come as part of Lightning Lane. The only ones that don't are the ones Space Mountain and Mine Train ride so far. We haven't seen anything else. Where's Rise of the Resistance? Did it sell out already? I think because these are in alphabetical order. My guess is that they're not even putting Rise on the board, probably because it sold out when I recorded this at 6 o'clock. But all the Big Thunder and Splash Mountain, Tomorrowland Speedway, the People Mover, all of these are part of. If there's Lightning Lane for these, you only pay once. You pay $15, $10. You pay just once, and then you get all those rides. The only ones you don't get are the a la carte ones. Oh, I switched parks. Okay, we're gonna switch to Epcot. That's why I didn't see Rise, because that was Magic Kingdom. Frozen Ever After. Here we go. Let's talk about that. 50 minutes. So that's 7 o'clock, or pretty much now for $9. You save an hour wait. You jump the line. And you get in almost an hour earlier for $9. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Ain't nothing else to do at Epcot. I don't even know why I'm scrolling through this. Everything else is just standby. Just do standby at Epcot. That's funny. Why am I even doing this? Oh, that's right. We got Remy's. I forgot about Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. No standby, no virtual. Oh, that's right, because Remy is virtual queue. So, yeah, we don't know what the effect is there. But 7:45, you can get in an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes for $9. Eh. But then again, by the way, that actually is compelling because you don't. If you want to ride Remy at 6 o'clock, you can't unless you pay. That's the only way in. Oh my God, that's the only way in. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I know I knew this before, but I'm watching it in action happen. It's 6 o'clock. You're at Epcot. You're in France. You want to ride Remy. It'll cost you $9. And that's it. $9 or you don't ride. Interesting. There's one for Test Track, hour wait, or 9 o'clock. That is 3 hours. Are we going to change parks? Where are we going? Are we going to Hollywood Studios? Yes, we are. More of the same. Let's skip to Rise of the Resistance. Oh, actually, I take that back. Let's skip to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is not on virtual queue. It has a standby, 50 minutes. You could be on Runaway Railway by 7 o'clock, or for $8, you can get in about 10 minutes for $8. I would like to see that. I would pay. I think I might pay $8. But then again, I've never ridden that ride, so I'm still very curious. Okay, so what I'm not... Okay, there's Millennium Falcon. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going to try to buy a Lightning Lane here, huh? What am I doing? You can't buy that. You don't have a ticket, son. Oh, I was going to try to buy a Lightning Lane right there. That's how curious I was. That's funny. Rock and Roller Coaster, hour or wait 2.5 hours. Star Tours, no chances. Okay, here we go. Yes, Rise of Resistance is almost 2 hours standby, and you can't buy your way in. They've sold out. They sold out of Lightning Lane, and again, those are selling out in the first hour or two, easy. The question is whether or not getting Genie Plus, paying $15 for Genie Plus, is enough with all those Lightning Lane attractions. If it's compelling enough, per person, or do you just get your a la carte ones on the side? Which again, you don't have to own Genie Plus. You don't have to have bought Genie Plus in order to use the a la carte version, the Radiator Springs Racers, Rise of the Resistance. What was the other one? Oh, Web Slingers, or in this case, Rise of the Resistance and Runaway Railway or that kind of thing. You could get a la carte, a sold separately, pay per ride Lightning Lane without buying Genie Plus. It would be available as part of Genie. I'm not compelled, but this is early yet. This is our first look at things. This is early, but I would say that there's only a couple situations, and the only situations that really made me think were the a la carte ones. All the regular Lightning Lane ones, maybe Haunted Mansion was one of those kind of edge because it's not far enough. You're not saving enough time. You're not getting that much of a deal. Your return time for standby was pretty close to your return time for the Lightning Lane or the Fast Pass. The only thing that you're saving is that time spent just standing there. And for some, that's not a big deal. I want to actually save time if I'm going to pay for it. I want you to actually save me real time. But the story's not written yet. We're going to watch this further. We got lots of data to look at. This is just the opening salvo, and I am curious to see if things trend up or trend down in terms of people buying in. If people are waiting to see how it works out before they buy, or if the hype is high and they're buying now and then things ebb down. Take a cue, as we mentioned, from Paris in a video a couple days ago, last week, that the Paris prices went down. Lightning Lane, or the Premier Access, they called it. The Premier Access prices went down. It's been a couple months. So it's very early in the game for Walt Disney World, and even earlier so for Disneyland. This is just our first taste. But prices did go down for Lightning Lane. Okay, that's it, guys. Hopefully, I didn't bore you to death with this conversation. Hopefully, you learned something. Stay tuned because I have a feeling we're going to start seeing things in the park. We're going to start seeing signage soon. They've been stripping all the fast pass stations out, and some of the signage, even some of the signage, not just the actual kiosks, but some of the actual signage. So we're going to be. I'll be in the parks on Saturday to scope some of that out. Otherwise, looking for other things. Stay tuned to Fresh Bake. We got a lot of stuff to tell you about. We love you guys. See you next time. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And Fresh Baked.